Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Babel. Joining me today is Arctic Shadow, and we're bringing you the upper bracket finals in the Thailand National Final. Ooh, that's quite a mouthful. Now, how are you feeling, man?
Feeling good, feeling good. Been have had quite a bit of a break, I think, due to some technical issues, but we're back and ready to cast more games, man.
Yep, I'm excited. This is actually a pretty short day for me because we're looking at upper bracket finals already, and it's like only 2:30 p.m. I really like this scheduling a lot. It's really good. All right, so we're now going into the draft. So let's go into it. It's just barely begun. Just I think at the right stage here. Um, Actually, this is barely begun. I don't know when to start. Sky Temple with Greedisgood9999 picking the battleground up against Play10Lose11 with the first pick and ban. Wow, we're looking at a churn, man.
Yep, definitely looking at Chen, something that I haven't seen yet. I saw it picked up a few games yesterday, but I wasn't able to cast them, so definitely looking forward to this as well.
Right. I'm excited. Churn has just been seen in the animator today, so guys, we are actually still legit. Don't discount SCA just because we play some weird heroes. But just to let you guys know, the game in NA did not win anyway, so yeah.
That's not something good then.
Well, at least it's viable alternative strategy. I like to
Yep.
call it that.
Yep, and taking a look at the bans from both sides, we see ETC, Tassadar, Rega, and Illidan being banned out here. Illidan is quite a weird ban for me, but I think it's more of a respect ban to its Play 10 Lose 11. I think we did see them play it twice,
Hmm.
was it? Yeah, so probably maybe just a respect ban to its Play 10 Lose 11. But what do you think of the ban so far? We see Tassadar and Illidan being banned out, not two heroes that we usually see being banned.
Illidan is specifically because they already picked up Chun,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want to do it with the Illidan Chun. You could say double flying kick. It's actually a flying kick and dive, but they're really just all over the place. It's very hard to deal with when you have a solo, immobile, range damage dealer like Zagara. Li Ming's still okay, she's got teleport to work with, but Zagara does not have anything. So betting Illidan is pretty good. I like the fact that you've got double warrior on play 10. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, we do see the Stitches and the Chen coming out this time. Stitches in the previous game had some pretty nice hooks coming out from Play 10 Lose 11, I believe. And this time around, they're going to actually ban out the Tasada themselves. We saw the Force Wall coming out from Tasada in the previous game doing work as well. Really helped his team out in terms of positioning. Was able to force out the opponents as well, which led to their victory. And Artis is going to be picked up here by Greedisgood.
Yep, I like Arthas a lot. It's a very Thai thing. They really like Arthas. Arthas with Muradin, that's actually a pretty tanky front line. Two targets to hook, to not hook actually on behalf of Stitches. Chen definitely needing to jump to the back line to reach out to the Malfurion, leaving Zagara. It's a little bit worrisome because I don't think there's gonna be any good follow-up. Greymane can be there as well, but the support, Uther and Jaina, positioning is gonna be very important for play 10. But I'd like to find out your opinion on this battleground Sky Temple, the objective being structural based.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think has the better composition?
Personally, I like Greed good composition right now. They have two strong bruises in the form of Muradin and Arthas. The damage coming up from Li Ming as well is really strong. Zagara is always going to be at lanes to push down the lanes and give vision as well. And I think Malfurion here is pretty strong. So I like Greed good's lineup here.
I like it as well. I also like the fact that it's 9, 10, 11. If you look at the team name, just kidding. But we have Greed is Good versus Play 10 Lose 11. I am definitely going to be rooting for Greed is Good here. That's such a good team name. Talking about creativity when it comes to SEA team names, man, we are the best in the world.
Probably, yeah, we do.
Right, so Arthas Muradin front line, they're going to hold down the front line pretty well. I'm just a little bit worried when it comes to damage department. For Good is Good, there's clearly some struggle there with Li Ming Zagara. They cannot really focus one target down. I don't think Zagara can burst down any target. It's kind of like a consistent single target damage with
Mhm.
Mutalis for expansion. Li Ming, it's very hard to really expect anything out of Li Ming because yes, she can go and aim one target, but it's not 100% sure that you can burst down a target. It's not like a Blizzard that's easy to use. Arcane Up, you really need to have the maximum distance. You really need to have the push potential going forward. That's the only way.
Yep, Zagara and Li Ming definitely gonna be pushing down towers pretty fast and pushing down lanes. Something that Play 10 Lose 11 might have some trouble with. They do have the Jaina for some slight wave clear, but it's gonna be quite tough for them. I have to agree. So and it's quite melee heavy on Play 10 Lose 11 as well. They have three melee heroes and the stun coming out from Uther as well. He has to go melee range, something that we've talked about before.
Yep.
Chen. I haven't seen much Chen yet, and personally, I don't play a lot of Chen. So
Mhm.
definitely looking forward to this. Actually, looking forward to his barrel rolls.
One thing's for sure is that if we are looking at Chen going for Wandering Keg,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little bit hard. It's actually going to help clear enemies of the objective,
Yep.
but that's not going to be a very damage-oriented build. The other thing about Chen is that it can actually zone out the back line if he goes for Wandering Keg with
Mm-hmm.
Stitches hooking in one target. So there's actually a lot of mobility advantage here for Play10 out compared against Greedisgood. So I would say that it's important for Greedisgood to sidestep those hooks. If not, it's pretty devastating. It's almost impossible to save the person.
Yep. I definitely have to agree with you there. Do you think Greymane is gonna have a good, not good time, gonna have an easy time getting to Li Ming though? I mean, if Chen can somehow box the blue team out, will Greymane be able to go in for the kill onto Li Ming? Because if he's able to take down Li Ming quickly, the damage output coming out from Greed is good is gonna drop drastically.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Greymane's the number one counter against Liming so far in Singapore, at least. We've seen Greymane going for the throat of Liming. Very, very effective play there. He's also a very burst-oriented hero, so all you need really is just Liming to be at half HP.
Mm-hmm.
Greymane can go in and finish her off. It's pretty scary, actually. The other thing here is that Greymane don't really need to go for Liming. I think it's better for Greymane to go for Zagara instead. Zagara does not have any escape mechanic, and the moment Zagara is down, that's half of the firepower
Yep.
on the side of Grid is good. That's being addressed already. So I would say let Chen go and harass Li Ming while Greymane pick off Zagara. Let Jaina do the flank, and in an ideal situation, the way you start this fight is to have Stitches hook someone in first, and then you give the chase. It's gonna be easy though. Jaina can flank. Chen can definitely close the gap with flying kick, and the rest of them can catch up. So not much of a trouble there.
Yeah, Stitcher is definitely the hero to look out for, I think, here with his hooks. If Muradin and Arthas can position themselves really well, they can definitely tank those hooks, and I think that's going to cause some trouble for Stitches. But yeah, Stitcher
Right.
is definitely the hero to look out for. I agree with you.
So this is the thing. Shout out to a few of my best buddies that's going to be playing in Sky Temple, namely Vash Dog, Error, Abruzzi. This is Abruzzi's team. Greedy's good, man. I like that. Also, to play 10-Lose-11, they have Coupe, Kicharak. Man, this guy's Linex. Oh, just the memories of 2015 coming back already. This is a really good matchup. I like it a lot. Do note, guys, whichever team wins this series gets the qualification to the SEA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
This is top two upper brackets, like you nicely said. Man, who do you think will win this game?
Right now, my money's on Greed is good just based off the draft. I like their draft, and I think it's slightly better. But who knows? Play 10, lose 11. Of course, they are a really strong team as we saw in the previous game. And as you
Right.
mentioned, there's so much at stakes right here. Whoever wins this game gets qualification for next week's C regionals, and that's going to be really interesting to see. So I
Right.
believe both teams deserve to be where they are right now, as in terms of the winners bracket finals here. So they're definitely going to give a run for their money for both teams. But I'm expecting Greed is good to take the first game.
Yep, definitely. Now, do take note though that we've got some pretty interesting difference in opinion here. I actually prefer Play 10 draft a little bit better. I think that yeah, I think it's a lot easier to work around the Arthas and Muradin compared to Li Ming's Arcane Op. Like it's gonna really be important for her to take down one target immediately,
Mm-hmm.
and that's actually pretty hard to achieve when you have two very strong frontliners like Chen and Stitches. So we'll actually have to see how this goes, but you know what? It's fine. At the end of the day, it's still execution reliant.
Yep.
That's the beautiful thing. You can draft and talk about strategy all day long, but if you cannot run the draft that you drafted, then I'm so sorry. You're still gonna lose at the end.
Yeah, but definitely agree with you. Hot's one of those heroes is not one of those games. The execution is very important. There's no time for you to farm. You know, it's all about soaking. You have to find the right times to soak. Get in the execution of your draft lineup. You can make almost anything work if you actually practice it enough. Of course, as we saw, you know, lots of different types of players coming out from the Philippines as well as Malaysia before this, and then this time coming to the Thai teams, they have a different type of draft as well. So yeah, I definitely have to agree with you. It's all going to come down to execution. It's all coming down to, in a way, mind games as well. It's because they are on land, and it can come into a factor. I've actually seen players that actually play worse under pressure because of land, because of the land environment. You know, especially like in Malaysia, when teams are playing on land, there'll be a lot of shouting, there'll be a lot of taunting towards the other team, and if you let it get to you, you know, it can definitely pull you down. So that's going to be one of the factors that come into play as well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we are now waiting for the series to begin. Once it's ready, we'll go directly into game. But so far, actually, there's a lot of Heroes of the Storm action going on right now. There is the Australia-New Zealand qualifier. It is the same weekend as the North America one. So there's actually three tournaments actually, back to back. And it's all happening right now. The ANZ one is the direct final, so they are looking to just crown that one team that's going to play in the spring finals. On the side here for North America, they're looking for two teams over the course of this weekend. For us, we are still at a very small national country level.
Yep.
Next week's the big show, though. So we're very happy to bring you this series here.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to the C regionals to see, and I also looking to the global finals as well. Looking forward to it. When's the global finals happening?
Global finals will be April 1st to April 3rd in Korea, Seoul.
Have you gotten any news on whether you'll be flying out there?
They normally don't confirm anyone until it's a few weeks before the event.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping I get flown out. I'm hoping that I'll be able to cast that event as well, but we'll have to see. Yeah, there's a lot of good casters out there, and I'm willing to share the stage with whoever wants to be there. It's not my choice at the end of the day, right? I'm saying like I actually have a choice in this matter, but I don't. So it's up to Blizzard to decide, and I think that they'll definitely have a long decision there to make.
Yep. Definitely have to agree with you. And I think the game is about to start, Babel.
Yep, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The upper bracket Thailand National Finals, game number 1. On the red team, we got Play10Lose11, Monogatari going to be playing as Chen Coupe on the grey main, Porsche. We'll be playing as the Stitches, Lionax on Jaina, Kicharak on the Uther. Very nice merry-go-round right there. Meanwhile, on the blue team, slightly a little boring. Greedisgood9999, represented by Vashdog on the Zagara. We also got Ringza, 555, AAAIEI. That's the Muradin, man. This guy's gonna give us a good time casting. Arrow on Li Ming, Scarecrow on Arthur's Last Benalis, Abruzzi on the Malfurion.
Yep, it's definitely going to be a really interesting game as we see both teams taking a different path here. The red team's going to hit towards the top. I think they're just going to be trading off towers and forts here in this game. Quite standard, I think, for Sky Temple. Such a big map. Both teams actually, blue team going to the bottom, red team going towards the top. As you were mentioning, you know, the later that you take down those forts, the more EXP you get. Do you agree with taking down those forts this early on?
I actually think it's a pretty okay idea to go for the structures first, because it's not about the amount of EXP you get in late game. The amount of EXP that towers and forts give you are pretty standard throughout the entire game, actually. But if you go for the towers early on, you get a bit of extra boost. The thing is, if you can manage to soak up the lane and stay equal with more structures on the enemy side, that only means you got a lot more stored up EXP. Yep. I look at the forts and towers like stored up banks, and there's going to be a moment where you're going to rob the bank. Yep. And when the moment comes, that's where you're going to get the lead back. So right now, so far, you're having a pretty good spread here.
Yep, we do see the blue team slightly ahead due to Arthas actually going to the middle lane a little bit early. And we see Stitches taking some early harass here. Hook not going to land there, but I don't think it would have mattered anyway as he drops pretty low. He's going to have to tap on the well, but he's going to be just fine. First temple, though, is just about to activate. I think it's going to be the middle and the top temple. This is going to be interesting. If we do see a slight skirmish happening here right now. Root onto the Muradin, and Muradin's... No, that's not Muradin, sorry. Uther, as Uther is probably going to get taken down here. Really unfortunate for him there as he gets taken down early on, giving the blue team a slight EXP advantage yet again. I remember yesterday listening to your cast, when the middle and the top towers spawn, the middle one is always the more important. Yeah,
you're right. And it is more important because of the healing well. You want to make sure that it's alive and that it's well. Get it? But you want to tap the well just to make sure that you have a better rotation. Now, it seems like a red team, knowing that they don't have the advantage because they lost Uther, they're going to have to take the top one. I like this a lot. They're going to split the sides pretty okay because of the increased advantage in the early part. They managed to take down the fort, so that's actually really good. They had a very good plan there.
Yep, they are going to be able to take down the fort, picking up the red one, picking up the Sky Temple at the top. The blue team, though, I think they're going to do quite a bit of work on the middle towers as well. This will keep it open it up vulnerable for the blue team to push in and probably take down the fort later on in this game. It does look like both teams are just going to trade off those Sky Temples and get back to the lanes to just continue soaking. Red team's going to be able to push down that top lane pretty soon, and the blue team does look like they're just going to converge back onto the middle.
Yeah, pretty okay rotation so far. Definitely red team with the fort taken down already. it's not really a bonus because if you realize the bottom fort's also gone. So Zagara did a lot of work there throughout the entire phase. That's the only reason why GDG9 is actually still ahead of Play10Lose11. I would not be surprised if both of these teams make it out of the qualifier today to play in the SCA Finals. That said, hello, good morning. The boss just spawned here. Wow.
Yep, and both teams just trading off mercs. It almost seems like it's a synchronized team effort. Top fort's going down, bottom fort's going down for both sides, and then both sides just moving off to the merc camps. And if you look at the EXP, it's neck and neck right now. No team has any advantage right now in this early game, and still no kills just yet. So really interesting. Both teams playing it really conservative here.
Yeah, playing it very, very safe. Now, level 6 at both sides, and we're seeing a bit of a... Let's actually go through the talents first. It looks pretty okay so far. Malfurion, very interesting. Shundo's Clarity. So that's going to help the team with a little bit of mana issues along the way. We're going to see Destruction as well. As Rune Tap, standard after his build. Standard Zagara, nothing special. Magic Missile on Li Ming. Seems like Thailand's going to go for the missile build. And also, do note there is Infused Hammer. I'm not sure if this is the correct pick. I would have loved Reverberation a lot more. But apart from that, it looks to be alright. Now, on this side for the red team, this is no Filipino Churn. There is no Ring of Fire. There is no Consuming Blades. It's going to be the standard tank Churn. Stitch is going to go for damage, though, with the Slam build being picked up. Hold that thought. Aaron, a little bit of trouble. Frostbolt does not connect Scarecrows to boxing out the Stitches. I think they're going to be fine. So I'm going to just wrap up this talent chat. Gilnean's Cocktail, built on the Grey main, last but not least, Jaina with a very standard build there as well.
Yep, as PTLE gonna hit that level 7, almost to the level 8. Next Sky Temple is gonna spawn as well. Blue team's a bit out of position here. They're gonna have to deal with the Merc camps at the top while the red team gets into position to try and take this Sky Temple. But it does look like Muradin as well as the Malfurion will be at the bottom. Chen is of course gonna try and stop them out, and he will be able to do so for now as the rest of the teammates are making their way towards that bottom.
Yeah, they're all coming in pretty strong and pretty hot. Now, the blue team just came into this area, but red team already getting about 35% of the ammunition of the bottom temple. Scarecrow leading the free to go in, but there's a flying kick from Churn. He's going to be all right. Great hook in from the backline. Malfurion in a lot of trouble. Abruzzi's already gone. Now, Churn's still staying alive with the sustain, but still not able to hold on. Will go down. Arthur's also making the trade 2-for-1. Murder not able to do anything. Now, the backline's still pretty okay on the side here for the blue team. They just need to get some bursts on, and this is exactly where Li Ming is not able to perform. You see this Arcane Ops coming out, but they're not really killing anything.
Yep, definitely have to agree to that. Malfurion just got off position a bit too far in front as he got taken down way early in this clash. The red team, of course, able to keep their sustain up with Uther being there, and the blue team could be in some trouble here with the ammunition dropping to about 50% here. Muradin going to be able to dwarf toss away after stunning on 2. So the red team should be able to pick off this Sky Temple without any issues. Doesn't look like the blue team is going to try and contest this. Chen is going to rotate back to the middle, but it does look like Uther is going to get out the Sky Temple with the blue team there. Stun is going to miss. Dwarf toss in onto Kitcheruk, but Kitcheruk is going to be able to get away. No Stitches hook just yet, and that's look at the red team. It's just going to back off here and allow the blue team to get the remainder of that Sky Temple. So I think it's 50-50 for the Sky Temple, so not too bad for either side. Not much damage done from either team as well. The red team did get slightly ahead. Both teams reaching level 10 now and picking up their hero temple talents as well.
Right, actually not 50-50. I don't mean to correct you or anything, but it's kind of slanting towards the red team. They actually have got more than 50% of it. Still so far so good, that part you're right. In terms of heroic talents, it looks to be very standard, nothing surprising. Wandering Cat for Chen do take note. Porsche, meanwhile, hold that thought. Bit of a fight going on. Disintegrate coming in already. Tranquility being popped, but it's not going to heal enough. That's it. Also going to see the Divine Chill on Grey Main doing a lot of work, picking off the Arthurs. Already the backline getting walled back in. Fantastic model. The Cat comes out. Is it going to be enough? I don't think that Jaina's going to hold on. Lion X, if he goes down, this could be it. Kitcharug having to pull back out, and it seems like Play10, they're going to lose 11. Kitcharug going down. Monogatari, the last sole survivor. Chen with the flying kick. Still trying to stay alive, though. Not going to see the stun connecting, and it's not going to be a team wipe, but 4 men down. Damage has been done. GDG9 surges ahead.
Yep, GDG9 really strong, devouring more coming off them, locking in the Jaina as well as I believe the Grey main there, preventing from getting any damage, and then that led to the blue team taking down the Uther, and then a 4-man team wipe for the blue team. Very well played there, and with that they'll pull slightly ahead. It does look like they want to try and go for the boss tier as well, but it might not be the best of ideas with the red team already respawning and probably gonna know what's going up and make their way towards that area, but it does look like the blue team is gonna try and go for this. I don't really agree with it, but it doesn't seem like the red team knows anything about this.
They know something is out. The problem here is that there's no devouring maw, so this is very tricky. Maybe it could be a bait. We're gonna have to see. There's also no Army of the Dead, I think. It's not Sinagosa. Yep, and a boss is just going to heal back up to full HP. If they had more, I think it's still a better idea to go for it because at least they can zone out the back line with a Devouring Maw and still ensure that they capture the boss.
Yep, definitely have to agree with you there. The red team will be able to prevent the attempt on the boss as he almost went down. The red team just came just in the nick of time, and somehow they're still holding on to this game. They're only half a level behind after the four-man team wide, so they're doing a really good job with the soaking. Chen is doing a good job rotating around, and the Sky Temples are about to spawn at both the top and the bottom lane. I do expect the blue team to go for the bottom one, but the red team does look like they are going to go towards the top. Not going to hit onto Vashdog, and he's going to be able to get away. So Zagar is just going to get out of the way. Though we do see Merc hands pushing on the top as well, and this is going to give threat to those keeps, so they have to be really careful there.
Yeah, so far it's just going to trade temples, nothing too special going on. Nice try to pick up the Bruiser Cam though by the blue team. They're also now going to try and make sure that nobody's going for the boss, because in this kind of instance, it's pretty tricky. If you go for the boss, you may actually have the advantage here. So far, in terms of structural advantage, it's still going towards the blue team. They have got 2 forts still up. So, so far, it's going to be a Raid team that really wants to knock off some extra forts here, but blue team's definitely ahead.
Yep, and with the red team leaving Uther at their top lane, they couldn't really take a fight there without their support, so they will have to back off, and they're just trying to prevent the blue team from taking the boss, but it does look like they will be able to do so, and both teams are just going to trade off on those temples with the mid fort, probably going to go down here to the Sky Temple. Yes, it will, so the blue team will lose a fort at the middle lane, but the damage is done on the red team as well, with the blue side taking down all 3 forts now. Actually, Sky Temple going to be dealing damage onto the keep as well, so they have to be really careful now.
Okay, so we actually didn't really have the chance to talk about this, but Stitch is having the full-fledged, you could say, smash build. Slam, sorry. So slam with Butcher Ground, heavy slam, increased damage, and mega smash as well. So that's a bit of increased range and everything, but I feel that it's slightly better to have the Chun go for damage instead, because he's going to be in front, and Stitches, it's a bit of a way to not go for Hungry for more. He's going to get so much more HP in the late game. Now hold that thought. Rinza going in, perfect stun. Monogatari tanking up the damage, but the boss is awakened somehow by Coupe's Gilnan Cocktail and Chun now with the Wandering Cack, but unfortunately no Divine Shield there, nothing to keep him alive. And the whole red team having to pull back out. Uther in a lot of trouble. The laser beam, pew pew it is. But Uther still standing, waiting for the stun coming out from the Muradin. Gilnan Cocktail covering the flank. Oh, still the stun gonna connect and still gonna be a kill. Great thunderclap there by Muradin. That thunder, you could say thunder smash, is it? Thunder strike, sorry, a level 13. That's 300% damage. That is the one that he's got there.
Not too sure whether that was a misclick by Uther, but it did seem like he almost got away and then he turned back just in the nick of time for Muradin to actually thunderclap him there. And it does look like they are going to go for the boss attempt. Nothing that the red team can do about it here, and they will be able to get a free boss. And this means pushing down with the boss at, I believe, the bottom lane. And I think this could mean keep as well if the GDG9 actually decides to push along with the boss. But it does look like the rest of the team are backing off. Zagara probably just needing to tap on the well or something. But he does look like he's just going to go to the middle lane. Blue team is, though, going to be pushing with the boss. Oh, nice hook in by Stitches here, and Arthas could be in some trouble. Huge burst coming out from the red team, and Arthas just like that Muradin goes in at the wrong time here. He could be in some trouble while doing as much damage and slowing him down. The rest of his team is going to join up with him, and the boss is going to do work and start hitting down those towers. Muradin, though, he's not going to stick around to find out what will happen to him, and he's going to be able to back off. And boss, not going to that much damage as the red team will be able to do. This unfortunate there for Arthas, but really nice hook coming out from Stitches.
Yeah, very good hook. It's all the way back home, as I always say. Pretty awesome play there, and this is the problem when you have only one guy in front. And remember we actually mentioned the this topic in the draft mode there just now. When you have the Stitches getting drafted like that, you want to make sure that you have teammates that can actually close the gap. Also, do take note that that's actually pretty important save there by Stitches. That actually made sure that the team will stay alive, though. About to see a clash here with a bit of a talent advantage here for the blue team. Looks to be a very standard set of talents. Don't see the hook connecting. Rinza now going for the turnaround, and Stitches in a lot more trouble with the Butcher Ball being used already. A Wandering Cag trying to zone out the enemy, but all of a sudden it seems like red team's going into full retreat mode. Not much of a skill there. They don't have the water elemental to work with just now, so now they're gonna have to go back in. Do note that there's the Devouring Maw as well as the Tranquility, so if they need it anytime, blue team's having the lead here. Play 10, they cannot take this fight. Might as well go and soak the lanes.
Yeah, Play 10 in some trouble. Chen way too in front. Muradin gonna get the stun off along with the thunderclap, but he's gonna be fine. Hook not going to connect there. That could have been some trouble for the Muradin, but it does look like the red team being one talent tier down as well. They cannot take this fight. They're just gonna go back, pick up on those Merc camps, try to soak the lanes a little bit to get themselves to level 16. But the blue team knows exactly what they're doing. Here comes the Muradin, gonna go with thunderclap, stun in on them as well. Arthas comes in from the side, nice root, gonna root on, and the blue team will be able to pick up the Merc camps as well. Ice block gonna be used by Malfurion along with Tranquility. Nice devouring wall. Catching onto two there. Stitches the blue team in full attack, and the red team not falling right now. Rayman probably Uta gonna probably fall suit as well. The divine shield, but Muradin jump over the walls, tries to take it down, but he's in no man's land here. Avatar gonna be used to keep himself alive as Uther is bare living right now as great. Damage as can, but the damage is already done. Two heroes down on the red team, and it looks like the blue team is gonna be able to hit and take down this keep and maybe even threaten core here. Red team though, they have to be careful. They have to before the damage is up, and mean keep for the blue team, and they're gonna be able to back off scot-free. It's a 3-level advantage for the blue team right now.
Yeah, pretty good job there. Definitely without Jaina, they cannot take the fight. Like I said just now, better to soak the lanes and get 16 first. Very questionable decision there by Play10Lose11. Now GDG9 with a 2-level lead, pretty good position for them to be in. The boss is going to be up in about 2 minutes. In this 2 minutes, they should be looking for level 20, which is why they're trying to soak up the mid lane just now with Muradin there. Going to be very careful here. Bottom lane, there's a lot of EXP there, and they're waiting to store it up for one shot. Should be able to get 19 by then.
Yep, it does look like they will be able to get to level 20 before the boss spawns, and that's going to help them propel them in terms of the advantage that they have. Li Ming and Mifurian taking all the Merc camps as well. They will be able to pick up on all the Merc camps here, and this is not looking too good for the red team with the Sky Temples about to spawn in about 20 seconds now in both the middle and the bottom lane. That's look like the blue team will probably try to go for the bottom one, I think, as you see the red team bottom are just going to be some trouble here. He gets caught way. He's taking a lot of damage. Disintegrate coming in from the side by Evening, but that's not the same him as Arthas is gonna fall here. And the down one, Chan dropping really low though. He's gonna be able to barrel roll himself, keg himself out of there. And he's safety. The red team dropping extremely low with the blue team coming in, and just that level advantage is going to help them in terms of damage. And only Archers falling, that could have been a lot worse for the blue team, but the red team will be able to get the kill and get out here. But the Sky Temple are going to spawn, and the blue team will be able to get the bottom one as well now.
Yeah, actually, I think there's something wrong with your microphone when you are doing like the commentary for the play just now. A part of it just got cut. I'm not sure if it's just me or chat. Please let us know if you're if you hear that same issue as well. I'm getting my producer to check on that. If there is a bit of a cut-off mid-cast just now. But no problem. Red team now going to the bottom area. Do know that top lane is a bit of a mercenary camp push. This could be game. Linex finds out what's going on. He's going to try and go back up to defend, but there's about a lot of damage here. So they're going to pause the game. That's perfect. A bit of a connection issue. Everyone's going to just leave it. Meanwhile, we're going to take this opportunity to talk about the talents. So far, looks to be pretty okay. Stitches does follow up with Pulverize. So the slam cooldown going to get reduced by 2 seconds, and it slows enemies by an extra 75% for 1 second. That's actually very good Stitches build, but I kind of really prefer the tank Stitches and the damage Chun. Here it's just like Chen's going for Relentless Pressure Point and Brewmaster's Balance, but would have been a little bit better if you go for the group shielding as well as the Pressure Point. That would be a pretty good, that'd actually be a pretty good split there. That said, Jaina actually very, very questionable decision with the Icy Vein going into the Numbing Blast instead of the Northern Exposure. Northern Exposure would have definitely stacked up very well with the Icy Veins, but here seems like she's going for half utility, half damage build. Not really sure what she's looking for. On the side of Greymane with the Concentrated Blast, that's very important to note. He's going to definitely have a good chance here to do a lot of damage. But just a key thing to note is that maybe Viciousness at level 1 would have been a little bit better. It doesn't help him with the Mana Sustain, but at least it will be able to help him increase the duration of his viability on the Inner Beast, which in turn also affects the Concentrated Blast, extra power up on the Gilnean Cocktail.
Yep, definitely have to agree with you there. Jaina, I would have gone for the Northern Exposure as well because it just increases your damage by so much. Right now, taking a look at the damage done as well from both sides, we do see... Sorry, I can't see. My screen seems to have blanked out, so I think...
No problem. I'll cover it. About 39,000 on Li Ming. She's doing a good work with the damage, but so far, don't think she's really killing anybody. It's a bit of a problem, really. She cannot really go to burst the back line like that. She has got some issues with damage. That's the tricky part. She can do a lot of damage, but not, and it's kind of bursty as well, but it's not easy to go and burst one target. That takes a lot of skill, and so far, don't really see that in SEA yet. So, all of a sudden, you see the core, and the game just resume. 75% actually still dropping a lot more HP there. The mid temple probably gonna be game here. It's up to Vashtok to win it for the blue team.
It does look like the red team knows that, and the hook in now onto Vashtok, and he's going to be able to get taken down just like that. And the red team will be able to salvage themselves for now, though. But their core is dropping really low. We do see some mercs there as well, doing lots of damage. 18%, 16%. The red team needs to get back and take this merc camps out. But it does look like it's going to be game here, just in the nick of time, maybe. Yep, they will be able to survive by the skins of the team. But the blue team, they want to end this right now. Brad is going to jump in. He's going to try to do as much damage to the core. And there you go. Disintegrate from Li Ming will be able to end it. And it's going to be GG to the blue team with GDG9. My prediction was right, man. Taking the first game here.
Yeah, definitely. Good job there. One rock at a time. One rock at a time. That's all I can say. Stitches was not able to go back in time as well. But those Siege Giants did really well, though. And if you look at Li Ming's damage this entire game, 4 kills and about 43,000. She still has the most damage and most impact. So got to be very careful when you play, when you allow GDG9 to play a Li Ming. On the side of Play10Lose11, seems like they are also in a pretty good spot. The problem here with this entire game really is the fact that they are losing structures and losing fights. Losing a lot of fight because of bad mistakes there. The hook connecting on the tank and really just not being able to burst down the tank. That's a really big mistake. And also, if you realize Greymane go for the throw was not being used in the correct target half the time. He's not going for the backline. Zagara had free roam this entire time in the back line with the Devouring Maw, with the Mutalisk going out, and that's something to worry about if you are playing a lineup like Chen. Also, the other issue that I had with this, the execution part of this game is that I don't think they actually had the right talents picked. I think Stitches should have gone for a little bit more tanky, hungry for more. It's very, very good for Stitches. Chen on the other side should have gone for more damage. Do you have anything else to add to this game?
No, I think GDG9 just played a really solid game, and as you mentioned, I think PTLE just had a few talent missteps in terms of the choosing, So I think just overall really good game for GDG9, and hoping for a better second game here.
Yep, very, very excited. We are now going for a short break. We'll be back with game number 2 real soon, so sit tight and stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
But it does look like the red team, being one talent tier down as well, they cannot take this fight. They're just going to go back, pick up on those merc camps, try to soak the lanes a little bit to get themselves to level 16. But the blue team knows exactly what they're doing. Here comes the Muradin. Going to go in with Thunderclap, stun in on them as well. Archers comes in from the side. Nice root, going to root on, and the blue team will be able to pick up the merc camps as well. Ice Block going to be used by Malfurion along with Tranquility. Nice Devouring Maw, catching onto 2 there. Stitches the blue team in full attack, and the red team right now. Greymane probably, Uta gonna probably fall soon.